Love is simply one word. It's unspoken. The foundation of life. What is this all about? There is no greater narcotic on this planet. You can line them all up and it won't come close to the dopamine hit that you get from love. Because love don't even have to touch you to make you feel some kind of way special. To all my love angels out there in love land, to all my lovebirds out there in love land, truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate you. Remember, if there's anybody out there that you feel can benefit from understanding what love really is, hey, have them tune into the show every week, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and they can get a better understanding what this love is on do he love me, do she love me, how do I get her, how do I get him, all that good stuff. You know, remember, the simplicity of it all is all that stuff that you're wondering in your head about love, it starts with you. So tune in and come get a nice slice of this cake of love on The Art of Love with DR.O. Okay, all my love angels out there in love land, you've requested it, you've asked for it, and we're going to ease right back into it. Let's talk about it. How? Slow this down. How you going to let somebody tell you your name when they don't even know theirs?
Yeah, because it should be king energy, like a king.
How you going to let a fool tell you what to do and he don't even know he a fool? But that's that stop sign. See, when we chose that stop sign, okay, that's that stop sign. He had it written all over his words. Stop. Stop. But, you know, we want to run that stop sign. Right. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all talk to ladies that have experienced the stop sign, they'll let you know. In the long run,
don't do it. Yeah, red flags.
Man, they wouldn't even have a conversation with them.
Yeah. I know I don't. I'm like me in my position, I take care of a man, and he's the president and CEO of everything. But without me, he'll miss a meal. Like I take care of him, and without him, there would be no company. So I'm executive.
It's the same thing with the president of our nation. That he may stand at the podium and speak, but it's that team. Yes, it's that team that gets it done. Yeah. Now I don't want to put you on the spot. Oh. But you can't say anything about poetry and not give us a little blessing.
Oh,
just a sprinkle. Just a sprinkle.
Yes, honey.
Just a sprinkle
no,
of love. I don't mean to.
It's not so much as poetry for me. It's just my writing, me writing my feelings, really.
Right.
And I don't do it. It's crazy because I don't do it because I want to do it. Like I don't sit there and say, "Oh, let me just write it because I want to do poetry." It happens. It's like I'd be so overwhelmed with.
That's the universe giving you that.
Oh my God! And it's so much.
That's you bathing in it.
Is it? And I love it. But when I write it out, it's beautiful. Yeah. The feelings, even when it's sometimes it's sad. It's mainly sad. I'm not a sad person. It's just I carry a lot of weight from a lot of people.
Now, when you're in that moment of, and you too, because you do the blues. Wow. You wouldn't be able to do the blues if you didn't go through the blues. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. So I'm gonna give you guys a gift. The most creative hour that exists is 3 a.m. In these United States of America, right here in California, it's 3 a.m. We're all bundles of energy. It's kind of like, during the summer when in the afternoon everybody got the AC on. You kind of drop. You can feel the power just drop a little bit. They tell you to wash your clothes at night. Well, at 3 a.m., a lot of people sleep. So more of that energy is hitting you. Okay? And I want you to learn the art of mastering the universe that exists inside of you. We look for miracles outside of us, but there's miracles happening inside of us.
Every day.
You know,
every second.
your eyes blink like over 20,000 times in one day. That heart is like ticking over 20,000 times. Do you know that if it took just a 2-second break, you'd be on the floor reaching for your chest?
Yeah.
You know, the things that we take for granted. There's over 1 trillion cells inside of you that when you look in the mirror, you tell to live or die. See? And when we master that universe inside of us, you realize that you have the ability to master your dreams. See? And when you do that, I love it when I know that I'm dreaming. One of the things that I love to do is fly. I love to be, I'm talking to you, get up, you know. But at the same time, if you ever hear a song or lyrics in your dream, that's the universe giving you a gift. And you have to stay in the heaviness of it. Push record on the phone and get that on there. Because if you don't, the world will never know. It came to you. That music playing in your dreams, it just ain't playing for no reason. You ain't never heard it before. What do you think it is? Beethoven, Mozart, where do you think these guys, they get all this stuff from? So some people take psychedelics to get there, but the body naturally gets you there in a dream. You just have to know, oh, that music is me. This is what Art's talking about. And try and pull that on out. And when you do, it'd be some of the best music you ever heard in your life. They say one of the richest places in the world is the graveyard. So many hopes and dreams and stuff have been buried with that person.
It's very powerful. Very powerful. That's crazy you say dreams. I just started journaling my dreams because I have very vivid dreams and I interpret
It's a muscle. The more you work it, the more it's going to come to
I have a dream journal. I Google every dream and they be spot on. So, yeah, that's crazy. If you can remember them, journal it because they really do like tell you messages. I had like a weird dream where lions were chasing me in a city. It was like you have people doing, you know, bad intentions stuff. And then I did have like drama later on that day. And I was like, that's crazy. I thought I interpreted it in a different way. But there's 2 meanings usually, or a couple meanings to your dreams. You have to figure out what really makes sense. But really crazy.
You know, you just, all 3 of you just blinked. That's how long our life is. That's how long we've come to exist in this life. Things have been here for billions of years. We come in here and exist in a blink of blink, just only in this shell. See, I say that there's I got to put it in common sense. See, in order for you to say that it's death or something else, you had to have lived it and came back. And, okay, so since you ain't done that, let's apply the common sense of it. And what it is it's obviously a transition of life that we have yet to understand. There's a transition, but it's not death. They teach you that it's death because they want you to charge you a lot of money to come in this world, control you, and make you pay for that raggedy casket on the way out. Okay? I dropped over, what, 15, 20,000? And then my father said, put me in the pine box. Yeah, my mom was 20, father, pine box. You know, I didn't know when my father told me, he said, all right, you going to see your mom? I said, yeah. He said, I see you got your rose and you got the candy, but who's going to eat the candy? I didn't know to get mad or to thank him and to realize that my mom's here. You know, if you ever want to see someone that's transitioned through life, just look in the mirror.
Absolutely.
They're going to speak to you.
And that's the offering. That's good to do. To have like their favorite candy and stuff. I have like a little picture for my mom and my brother. I have like
the only one that someone can die is if you forgot about them. And that's something that's not going to happen because you can't kill energy. They're just waiting on the transition.
Absolutely. That's why you keep their memory. There's a movie, I forgot the name of the movie, but Hispanic culture is really big on memory, remembering everyone just to keep them there. So I think like Day of the Dead, like you have to remember your ancestor for them to,
You know, one of my thoughts came back to me. I'm gonna get back to a rap, but
That's fine.
my son, when I said I'll support you in whatever you do, and he wanted to do football, I said, you know, instead of playing for the team, why don't you own it?
Yes.
Yeah, easy.
I'll support you in playing,
But
You might as well.
can you own it? We tell all our kids to get the scholarship and
But then what?
but there's an academic scholarship too. We need to motivate our kids to do things that have stronger foundations, because would you put your child on an airplane flight to New York with a 99% chance that they're going to make it? No. You rather put them on an airplane on a flight with a 99% chance it will. Well, that's why I tell them, academically, there's other jobs out there that you can make more than dribbling a ball. Not to knock it, but statistically, if you add it up, I've cut here over 37 years, and in 37 years, one kid went, and he wasn't the most talented. Those are some hella odds.
No, for real.
See, and the sad thing about it is, it's not just based on talent. Y'all went to high school. Y'all seen the guys walking around school that wasn't on the team, that if they was on the team, would have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
Okay? We just got to apply common sense. Got to apply common sense. And like I said, motivate our kids in our light and not the light of the world.
Absolutely.
And ladies, you have an enormous, strong responsibility, and it already started, and that is, I just told you just a pinch, a drip of your greatness. I hope that you take this and you nurture others with it. And more importantly, you nurture that woman in the mirror. Because, there's two conversations that every human being's supposed to have. And first and foremost, it's that person in the mirror. Apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize to myself, and I took myself to the mall, got some clothes, went out to eat. People looking at me like, somebody gonna come sit next to you? No, it's just me. And then, I went to the movies, sat down, and I got everything, nachos, popcorn, bonbons, all that stuff. I know I'm on a diet. I know I have 100 pounds to lose, but I'm talking about something a long time ago. Long time ago, okay? Long time ago. But, and it was just me. And I went home, played some music, took a shower, lit some candles, made love to myself, and I went to sleep. You don't need nobody. You desire. But if they're going to be in your life, they better be right.
I know that's right.
You're right.
Because you can do bad all by yourself.
That hurt.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
That negativism. Does this person look at the glass half empty or half full? Every time you speak about something, do they find a negative way to make a positive thing negative? See, now you're slowly starting to open up your eyes, love angels, while you're yawning, and you're understanding that, wow, we really do carry that much on us. We really do give off that type of energy. I was calling AAA, and the greatest customer service line I've ever heard in my life, and to this date, it's still the greatest customer service line I ever heard, was, with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with, so I might be able to provide you with legendary service. See, wow, legendary. I'm still talking about her, so it's legendary. See, that's a big difference from that being legendary to somebody you call and, thank you for calling AAA, how can I help you? I say to you, no matter what you're doing in life, if someone answers the phone and you're trying to conduct business and you're trying to get something accomplished, when you hear that negative vibe, just hang up and wait for a positive one, because whatever you're trying to do, it ain't going to go right. They're going to make sure that they do everything in their powers to make it go wrong. When they have the ability to do everything in their powers to make it go right, they're going to choose to go wrong. So when you're looking at an individual, you have to say to yourself, is their frequency dwelling in the negativism? When I listen to them, talk to their friends, talk to their family members, is the majority of things that come out of their mouth negative? Is it? Then this person, what they're really doing, and it's not for you to get upset about, it's for you to understand so that you can place a better judgment on what's better for you. You know, my cousin told me recently, and I have to take this from him. He said, when someone tells me who they are, I take them serious. And that way, I don't waste my time. See, if someone said, yeah, you know, I'm a mechanic, and I've been fixing cars for 15 years, and you tell them, yeah, I got this old car, you know, the carburetor on is messed up. And they say, what's that? Well, because you took them serious to expose who he say or she say they are, they're not going to waste your time. Well, if you let someone lie to themselves, then they're going to lie to you and waste your time. So when somebody tells you something, yeah, I got $100 billion in the bank. 100 billion, 1 billion, 1 million. Can we go to the bank and just get 10,000 out? And if they say, well, okay, see, when you take them serious, they got to expose the truth on who they really are. So identifying the negativism will save you a lifetime of trouble. Now, how does that work out for you? Ask yourself, what am I doing to master the universe that exists inside of me? I want to go to heaven, but am I creating a heaven inside of me? You know, how are you going to believe in things and people that you'll probably never meet, but you can't even believe in yourself? And how are you going to ask somebody to pay attention to you when you look in the mirror? You don't even pay attention to yourself. You've been walking around with that hair hanging out of your nose for weeks. All that hair in your ears. And you look in the mirror and you ignore all that. Is that love? Now, to each his own. If that's something you prefer, and you know, some days we may forget, but I'm just saying, you want to go to heaven, then start by creating a heaven within inside of yourself. You know, you hear a lot of people say, well, when I win the lottery, or if I won the lottery, $100 million, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to donate. You're not going to donate nothing. If you don't give when you don't have, you're not going to give when you get. See, I don't have it to give, but I give because I know that if you have your hand closed real tight, holding on to a funky penny, guess what? No one can take that penny from you. But at the same time, the universe can't place the gift that it truly has for you to receive. So you have to ask yourself, what funky pennies am I holding on to? You know, how am I abusing and neglecting myself? How come I don't believe in myself the way I believe in my favorite baseball team, my favorite basketball team, my favorite football team, my soccer team? How come I don't hold the pom-poms and cheer for me? Because like I told you before, out of 8 billion on this planet, no one is capable of being greater than you, just being you, except for the creation of thyself, that being your child, if they choose to. So my love angels, I'm going to challenge you to do something. When you look in the mirror, I want you to look into the eyes of you, because the eyes are the gateway to the soul of the being that exist inside of you and tell you we're going to start working on having heaven within inside of us and stop expecting it to be in the sky when that which we look into the stars is that truly what we're comprised of. The carbon atom that this universe is made of, it exists inside of us. See? All the data and information, it exists inside of us that manifested this universe. See? And we need to know that there are some people that will bang in an apartment complex. And they may go around the corner and be tough within they set. But there's a whole nother community beyond them, as there is a whole nother city beyond them, as there is a state, a country, nations. We need to realize that as great as this universe is, from that of our planet to solar systems to galaxies, that exists inside of us. It exists inside of us. And to master that which exists inside of us, whew, there's no sweeter joy. There's no sweeter joy. And guess what? You don't need no narcotic to get it. I encourage my love angels to get addicted to the one thing that I'm addicted to. I'm a crackhead for this. And it's one of the sweetest pleasures of life. It's actually what makes us human and separates us from other species on this planet. And that is our ability to give. I was at the gas station the other day, and I put $80 on my pump, and I'm driving my smaller car. It's better on gas, and I filled up on like $68, and there was like $12 left. And this gentleman pulled up in a gas station in a Mad Max. I don't know if you guys might be too young to know what Mad Max Thunderdome is. You know, it's the cars. There's no body panels and nothing. No, he pulled up in there and he walked in there and he held his hand and he had change. And it came up to $3.70-something. Now, our trials and tribulations in life, what they're truly about is for us to have the ability to relate to others. See, I've held change at the gas station before. And I told the gentleman, put my change on his pump. And then I ducked down. And his pump kept on running. And he looked at the cash register. And the gentleman said, "You good?" And he was like, "Why is this still running?" And I told the gentleman at the register, no one needs to know what you do for them but you. See, someone needing applause and stuff for what they're doing, that's just somebody stroking their ego. But the joy that came upon that gentleman to receive that, I felt it. And it felt so good. It felt so good. If we can get addicted to just loving each other, because no matter how rich somebody is on this planet, it's us that make them rich. And if we're capable of making other people rich, then we're capable of making ourselves rich. And it starts with you mastering the universe that exists inside of you. How you gonna pray to God, but you are the God to yourself and to the soul that exists inside of you, but you're not answering the calls and the prayers that your kidneys are sending out. See, that your liver's sending out. I know that Jack Daniels tastes sweet on the back of your throat. I know the burn. I get it. You know, I know, but your liver's screaming, and you are the God that's capable altering the course of the universe that exists inside of you. Your lungs. Your lungs. All the smoke, with all the filth that exists inside the air that we're breathing, period, why would we add to it? Your lungs is screaming. We can master that universe and change the course of our existence, of our life. But instead, we want to look up in the sky and get on our knees and say, help me. When the Sumerians, one of the oldest civilizations that exist on this planet, they said we had watchers. There is something greater than us that exists, and we are being governed. And karma is real. But how can you expect anything beyond you to help you when you're not willing to reach inside yourself and just love yourself enough to help you? You don't have to go beyond you. Don't expect God to do nothing that you ain't willing to do for yourself. How you going to ask him to give you something you ain't giving to yourself? He put somebody in front of you that need help, and you ignore him. But help me, God. Help me, Lord. We have to check ourselves. Welcome to the Art of Love with Dr. O, and I'm yours truly, Dr. O. To all my love angels out there, well, how you doing? How you been loving yourself? Every time we tune off, I always tell you, make sure that loving you is a priority thing for you to do, and hopefully you're doing it. I know it's not easy, but hopefully you're doing it. And we're going to go ahead and get into Ask Dr. O. So I have Shelly from Long Island. Shelly says, Dr. O, my husband's birthday is coming up, and I don't know what to get my hubby. We're well off. So what do you buy a man who has everything? Well, it's simple. You know what you buy somebody that has everything? Can any of my love angels out there in Love Land answer this question for her? Does anybody know? It's simple. You get someone that has everything, nothing. Absolutely, positively, Nathan. Well, why would you say that, Dr. O? Well, if he was walking, you get him a donkey, and then you upgrade him for his next birthday to what? A horse? And then his next birthday, a carriage. And then his next birthday, a Model T Ford, and then the Model T's too old, so let's go ahead and get him a little modern car, a little modern hot ride, because we're so tapped in that money is not an object. Well, now time that went past, what do you get him next? Well, I was thinking about getting him a penthouse, maybe. Well, now you have the penthouse. Now what? Well, a mansion. Okay, got the mansion, but your mansion has a heliport, so you need a heliport for the helicopter, all that. So what do you do next from there? Well, let's get a jet. Okay, let's go ahead and get that G5, but it's only a G5. Next birthday, what you gonna get him? The 747 with the swimming pool inside? Well, is he still gonna be happy with that? Because it's unlimited funding, so why stop there? Next birthday, let's get him the island. His own private island with his own landing strip. And guess what? He still won't be completely satisfied. That's something that I learned working the back door in Beverly Hills at the Billionaire Playground. We had bottles that cost $300,000, and the billionaires would come in and they'll buy bottles for everyone. There's levels. there's levels in life, you know. People would pass by and the people felt some kind of way because they were in line to get into the club and the people that were driving by weren't in line. But then the people that walked by the people standing in line that walked right into the club felt some kind of way because, hey, we don't have to wait in line. And then you get a B-list actor will come in, but then the A-list will come in and, hey, I'm A, you're B. And then the millionaires would fill the room and buy bottles, but yet when the billionaire came in, he let everybody know that there were levels to this, and none of you are on my level. So what do you get someone that has everything? Nothing. Nathan, nada. Because I spoke to the driver of such billionaire. I won't even mention his name. And he said, Art, you know, we had an amazing conversation at the back door. He said, Art, you know, he goes in there, gets the biggest, the best table, pop all those bottles and buy bottles for everybody, and everybody's happy, and it seems like he's happy. Art, no one knows it but me, because when I put him in the back of the SUV and take him to his ungodly sized mansion that's bigger than anybody else's mansion, and I won't say the name of the location, but yeah, you know it's close to Hollywood in Beverly Hills. Um, he said, Art, when I'm driving this gentleman home, he's sitting in the back seat and he's crying because he doesn't have any friends and he can't trust anyone. You see, this is the trick that life plays on you, that you work so hard morning, noon, and night just to get to the other side. And once you get there, what's waiting for you is your desires to have everything that you let go of to obtain what you have. And the key is to know you already have it. As long as that gentleman has his wealth, he will never know if she really loves him. He will never know if his friends are really friends. What he does know is the majority of them are there because of the financing. So what do you get? A gentleman that has everything. You get him nothing. And you have to realize you're already giving him something. You're already giving him something that money can't buy. And it's you. You're in his life for a reason. When all that other stuff doesn't make sense, the one thing that really makes sense to him is you. I would say, wrap yourself in a bow and give it to him. Because the greatest gift you can give him is something that money can't buy, and that's love. So hopefully that answers your question. What do you get someone that has everything? You get them nothing, and you give them you, wrapped in a bow full of love.